If you have ever stopped working on something important and felt like getting back into it should be simple, but somehow it feels heavier every day, this is for you. Momentum is not a personality trait, it is a system. And when the system breaks, the answer is not to punish yourself back into motion. The answer is to restart in a way your real life can actually hold. First, we will separate what happened from what it means, because the story you attach to the pause can either restart you or bury you deeper. Second, we will choose a restart action so small that resistance has very little room to argue with it. Third, we will build a rhythm that survives imperfect days, because real momentum is not built by perfect streaks, it is built by returning faster. Most people do not lose momentum in one dramatic moment. One busy week, one missed workout, one delayed project, one night where you are too tired to keep the promise you made in a more hopeful mood. Then a few days pass, and suddenly the thing you cared about starts to feel like evidence against you. Here is the important part. After a pause, the actual task may still be small, but the meaning around it gets huge. Replying to one email becomes proof you are behind. Opening the document becomes proof you wasted time. Doing 10 minutes of exercise becomes a reminder that you used to do more. The restart feels hard because you are not only facing the task, you are facing the story you built around the task. Imagine someone who is building a side project after work. For 2 weeks, they were consistent. Then a deadline at their job took over. Their evenings disappeared and the project sat untouched. When they finally had time again, they did not think, "I had a hard week." They thought, "I am the kind of person who never finishes." That sentence is where momentum really gets lost. So the first restart move is not motivational, it is linguistic. Stop asking, "Why did I fall off?" That question often turns into a trial. Ask, "What made the old rhythm too fragile?" Maybe it depended on perfect mornings. Maybe it needed too much time. That is not worked when life was calm. That is not a moral failure. That is useful data. If this is helping, share it with someone who thinks they have to become a completely different person to restart. Sometimes the most useful reminder is that they only need one honest step. Subscribe so the next one is easier to find when you need it. When people try to restart, they usually aim for the version of the habit that would make them feel impressive again. A complete business plan. A perfect morning routine, but after losing momentum, impressive is often the better. Restart is almost embarrassingly small because the goal is not to transform your life in one sitting. The goal is to break the freeze. A restart action has 3 rules. It takes less than 10 minutes, and it is easy to repeat tomorrow. If you want to write again, open the thing, the document, and write one rough paragraph. If you want to get healthy again, walk for 5 minutes. If you want to rebuild your business, send one useful message. Small does not mean executable. The reason this works is simple. Your brain does not only resist effort, it resists the emotional cost of starting, the guilt, the comparison, the fear that you will disappoint yourself again. A tiny restart lowers the emotional entry fee. Once you are moving, even a little, your relationship with the task changes. It stops being a symbol of failure and becomes something you can touch again. After the small action, one plain sentence. I wrote one paragraph. I walked for 5 minutes. I cleaned one part of the desk. This matters because momentum needs evidence, not a speech, not a promise. Evidence, a completed action, however small, gives your mind something new to believe about you. Once you restart, the next mistake is assuming the new rhythm will stay clean. It probably will not. Life will interrupt it again. That does not mean the plan is broken. It means the plan needs a recovery rule. A strong rhythm is not one where you never miss. A strong rhythm is one where a miss does not become a month. Try this. When you miss once, your only job is to return within 2 days. Not perfectly, not bigger, just return. If a parent misses their quiet because the evening falls apart, the win is not catching up with 3 hours later. The win is reading 1 page the next night. Momentum grows when the gap between stopping and returning gets shorter. Next, attach the restart action to something that already happens. After coffee, write 1 sentence. After shutting lunch, take clear one surface. Do not rely on finding motivation in empty space. Borrow stability from a routine that already exists and let the new behavior ride beside it. The deeper payoff is identity. Every time you return, you teach yourself, I am someone who comes back. That identity is more valuable than a perfect streak because perfect streaks are fragile. Coming back is durable. It works when you are busy, embarrassed, tired, or starting over for the third together. Losing momentum feels personal, but most of the time it is structural. The old rhythm was too fragile, is too starry, the restart got too large, or one missed day turned into a story about who you are. The way back is smaller and kinder than your guilt wants it to be. You do not need to recover the whole past. You need to create one piece of evidence that the future is open again. Before you leave, choose your restart action. Make it less than 10 minutes. Make it connected to what matters. Make it repeatable tomorrow. Then do it before the day ends, not to prove everything is fixed, but to prove that the door is not closed. you are not starting from zero. Correct, you are starting from experience. Take the smallest step that tells the truth. You are still in this. I will see you in the next one.